gotta be able to give me a shot, man. Come on.
You look like you need a drink, man. But I hate to tell you this, man. We about to close.
So you mean to tell me all these people out here, they got drinks and they got shots, but I can't get nothing but my clothes that soon?
Okay, man. I don't know what else to say. I got this shorty, half my eggs at the crib, and I'm trying to get to it. But last call was 2 minutes ago.
You know what? It's alright. Don't even worry.
All right. Tell you what. I'm gonna get you one drink. It look like you need
one drink. Alright, I can do one drink. I can do one drink because I really yeah.
Hey man, anyway, man. Look like you got a lot on your mind and you need a friend. Pour it on. Ain't no last calls here.
Talk with Jay.
Here we go. It's going. It's all right. It's craft in the building. It's craft in the building. Y'all don't know. In the building. Y'all don't know. In the building. Say what? Say it again. Say what? Say it again. Why you turned up tonight? Come on. You just don't know. Y'all jamming to the songs. Fired up tonight. Talk with Jay. The comments of Jay will not be used against me tonight in the court of law.
Oh, it's going down.
I already know it's going down. It's going. Especially with this one. It's going down. Here we go. With me and Craft. Welcome, Bar Talk with Jay with me and what? Who I got in the building? The most famous debonair, smoothest character that y'all can ever meet. What? And that man is Craftmatic. What's going on, Smooth Jay? Man, it's just great to be in your presence, Craft. Yeah, it's great to be in yours too, man. You know, I'm always fired up about this time of the week. This is my favorite time of the week. It's all, you know something. It's like show business, man. Every time I feel like we movie stars, man. Well, I like to say it like this. What's that? We're successful. Okay. We're very successful. Yeah. And again, most people measure success by money. Right. And I like to say, no, successful is when you work a plan. Absolutely. How it's designed to be worked. And like I tell you, you helped me with the vision of a pattern, of a change. Okay. And I love that. Okay. Because, see, I was going to stay the same. Right. So it helps when you bring new people in your life that can help you, I like to say, you like to put their hand on, but I was already spinning. Yeah. And now all of a sudden I'm starting to have a shape that I didn't know I could really look good. Yeah, I'm starting to do that coffee cup. You know, that's a principle of life, Jay. You know, you have to surround yourself with expertise, right? See, if you try to go, you know, into the courtroom and represent yourself, you could probably do it, but it'll take you years to figure it out. But if you decide to pay somebody, then you might have 25 years of experience going into the courtroom with you, right? So it's about your team. You always say that. That's right. It's about picking the right people. That's right. And you know, surrounding yourself with people who you can help them accomplish their goal and them help you accomplish your goal. So that's what we're here to do, man. Accomplish the goal. And then we got to mention we got Barbara in the building, Macon in the building. Even though she ain't by her mic, which that's the hint that she need to get by the mic. I don't know how to explain that on the air without pointing. Right. Yeah, that not rude. Okay, we got Barbara behind the mic. Hey, Barbara, how you doing? What's happening?
Barbara's doing fantabulous today, representing Macon, Runner-Up in Centerville, and Texas, of course.
Okay. I mean, she's naming all stuff. For a person that don't normally talk, she's trying to talk. Yeah, listen. We got people calling. She worldwide. You know? Listen, she don't just be in Macon, she be in Texas and everywhere else. So I got people calling in already. Hold on now. Yeah. Well, I'm telling you. This might be a topic shit now. You've been working on the numbers for the show, man. Y'all cats, man, y'all cats putting it in, bro. I'm gonna get him on. I've been hearing about that. I'm gonna get him on the mic next time. I'm gonna let him. He don't even want to get on there yet. Yeah, he's not that kind of behind the camera type guy. I can already see it, you know. But I can tell you, man, y'all cats doing great work, and I appreciate y'all. You know what I mean, for doing what you do. It's gonna constantly take work, and I'm gonna tell you, what I like is, like what you said, formulating a good team.
Absolutely.
And a lot of times what goes on is you feel like you can do it all. And what I'm realizing is we need to stop that.
Right.
Get the right people on, make the right changes. So
okay.
I see I got a camera issue.
Yeah, you might
so
need to check
go
that
ahead,
out.
let me check out.
Let me just drop a few lines
Go
here
ahead, drop
to
it. Talk about that.
yeah, I just want to welcome everybody to the show tonight. This is Bar Talk with Jay, and Jay's vision basically is that we, you know, in a bar setting, once you have your first drink, you usually will open up, and that's what we are here tonight to do, is to just really have a dialogue about a particular issue and see where it goes. Jay and I don't all the time know where it's going to go, but what we do know, shall I say, is that it's going somewhere. Every discussion, you get a lot of value out of it, and there's so many turns and twists, and we try to cover all the angles, but everything we talk about for men, we also mean it for women.
Thank you.
Right? So ain't no biasness here, but we're just here to open doorways of conversation in your own home. This is not just about what we do in the studio. We're okay if you turn the camera, you know, turn the video off that you're listening to and continue that dialogue in your living room, because that's what this is about. This is about inspiring folk to have these discussions in their own families, amongst their own peers and friends and loved ones. And those dialogues are going to help us overcome some of the issues that technology has created. Right? That we can all 5 or 6 sit in a room, but ain't nobody talking to each other because we on our cell phone, right?
Yeah, too much of that.
Yeah, but this is a great way to you know, this is, I consider this a great piece for any setting. You know, you can have, you know, 2 or 3 people in a room, or you might have 20 or 30 people in a room, but you might start your own bar talk right in your living room.
That's what we want.
And I encourage you. Yeah, that's what we want. So so we're glad that you're here tonight, and we're gonna go ahead and dive in with last week's show. Let's do a quick recap.
Come on now, side chicks, are they winning? What?
Are they
winning what? Are they winning the place of the first lady? Really?
Are they?
Now, when I tell you that was heated, but I think it was a great discussion.
Yes.
All right?
Yes.
And a lot of times people be like, is this, we had a disclaimer, if y'all would have watched the pre-show on that one. Again,
And
no, this is not always us. It's,
Right.
it's about bringing up topics that everybody bring. And one of the things I want to make sure I mention, I need y'all to start leaving comments on topics. And that way we can come back and we can address them. And what y'all going to find out, we're going to talk about some of the comments that was left. Reason why we want this roundtable discussion to influence you in a positive way.
Right.
Okay, we're not trying to bring the drama to everything, but again, we got to grab your attention and let you know we have some issues out there. And if we don't address them, we won't make change.
Yeah,
if we don't make change, we won't do anything different.
And we clearly discussed. When I say clearly, I think we came to, you know, the peak of the discussion, is that cheating has been around for a long time.
Yes.
It's been going on for years and years and years. And Jay, you probably hit one of the biggest points that it's been going on so long. We hearing about, you know, Granddad's family down the street, and Uncle Joe's, you know, girlfriend, and a lot of times these people aren't very far away, you know. They're neighbors, and, you know, the family know the side chick, etc. You know, we asked the question, why are side chicks winning? And I think the best answer for the show was Jeffrey's answer. He said that the women that are in tune with their seductive side, the side chicks are in tune with their seductive muscle. And so, boy, I tell you, that adds so much light to the discussion. Because if someone cheats, if they're getting, you know, kind of what they need at home, but they go outside of the home, then, you know, it may be because the loving is good. Right? Sometimes it's because the loving is good. I think other things have pushed you out of the house, you know, arguing and money and stuff like that. So it was a great show, folks, and I'm telling you, I went back and listened to it 3 times. I was just blown away.
Man, even I went back and listened
Every
to that
time.
one. But hold on, Barbara, we got some comments over there for that last week's show before we move on to the hot topic of life.
Go ahead.
Yes, we have a couple of comments.
10
10 out of 5 men said what Kraft said, that it could be something going on at the house, and that's why they go out on the outside to get someone else to be with.
That 5 out of 10 said what now?
That you was correct.
That you were correct.
Yeah, I
There's
appreciate
something
that.
going on wrong at the house.
Yeah.
That's why they're going out.
Okay.
We point out facts. We like that. What's some of the other ones real quick?
2 of them said, these are men, said that maybe if they would have communicated with their wives and seen if they would have done the things that they like, then they would have went outside.
Okay, so communication. That's
There you go.
great.
That's a good key.
Yeah.
We got another one?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
10 out of 5 women.
5 out of 10.
These two are married.
Okay.
And they were like, most women already know that their men are messing around, but they already have someone on the side themselves.
Oh!
Wow. Okay. Okay,
Oh my
that's
God.
it got a little hot in here. I don't know if it was my tie.
How many went? 5 out of 10 women
5 out of 10 of these women are married.
said that they know that their mans are cheating,
They
but I guess the transition is I'm kind of okay with it because I got another person myself.
Correct.
Oh my God, 5 out of 10.
Hey man, only thing I can say is you better put it down right, or you get cheated though.
I mean, is sex that important, man? Is sex that important?
I mean, it's what you make important.
I guess it is.
It's what you make important.
I mean, it is important, man. You know, sometimes you ever been in a little bit of a disagreement or argument with somebody, and you had sex, and it was the words that you couldn't say.
It was a feeling that I just wanted. That what it was.
I guess sex is that important, man. 5 out of 10 of the women said 5 of the women. We need to frame this. 5 out of 10 of the women.
Hold on, we ain't gonna emphasize just on that crab. You gonna get us in trouble, crab. This gonna be you tonight.
I'm in awe. I'm in awe by the statistic, man. Let's get to the inspiration for tonight, man. I think we're right on time for it. Check out that show. It was fabulous. It was absolutely fabulous, man. I've been sending it all over the country, all over the world, I'm telling you. And if you need it, email BarTalkWithJay, and we'll send you the link so you can just pop it right open. We got a fabulous podcast. We can send you the link. You can open right up. It's a player. You can listen to a few minutes here, a few minutes there, a few minutes there, and get the whole show over a couple of days.
You can also go to iTunes.
iTunes, okay.
We got iTunes. You can go straight to iTunes. It's going to link you right into it as well. And it uploads automatically right after the show as well. So,
YouTube cats,
hey, I'm just telling you, we trying to get it where you don't have to go far. And then, up and coming, we're going to have movie status. That's right. That's the change that's about to show y'all that we ain't playing tonight. And that's why the topic of life is about you living it.
Yeah, our inspiration for tonight, we've been doing faith and some other words. Tonight's inspiration is life.
Now, when you look at that life,
let's talk about life.
Man, when you really get in tune with yourself, you change your own life.
Right.
And what I really like is that involvement of the right people in your life help you develop your life in a way that's really ordained.
Right.
Because he brings people to you. You just don't really recognize what he brought. And again, you got to get in touch. And that when you get in touch and you start linking in that positive spirit. When I sit in meetings now, it's not just sitting in meetings and it's gloomy. I actually can pick up on other people's energy. And I can see who is the other hype person.
Yes.
And I automatically know where to go and who to sit next to.
Right.
Okay? Because now I know what's in me. And now I'm starting to feel what's in other people.
Mm-hmm.
So that's how my life is changing. When you develop and you start understanding what was not understood before.
Right.
It changes your life to the better.
Absolutely.
It makes you more of a positive vessel than that negative source that's all around you.
Absolutely.
And I encourage people to get in tune with self. Know self, love self.
Right.
And then you will learn others even better.
Absolutely.
And that helps all relationships.
There you go, man. I just always like to just kind of play with the core idea of life.
Go to the nucleus.
I mean, the thing about it is, as far as we know, we only have one.
Okay.
And let's just say that everybody gets about 70 years.
Okay.
And the first 20 years, we're trying to find ourselves. The next 20 years, we, fixing some mistakes that we made and changing some behaviors that we've, gotten that, maybe aren't for our good. Mm-hmm. And hopefully the last 30 years, right, from 40 to 70, we can live life. We can live life, because then we have all the wisdom. And it's not to say that if you're a young person that you can't live life. You can live life. But if you don't understand the fundamentals of life, it's going to be hard to live life. I was telling a friend of mine today who had a very tough day at work. And the tough day was it was the project clouding her mind. It was the what the boss said clouding her mind. It was the pressure of having to perform tomorrow on her mind, and all of a sudden she got consumed by this tomorrow, right? And listen, life is about performance every day. Right? Rain, sun, shine, sleet, or snow, we got to perform. Life requires us to perform every single day. So we can't get sideswiped by the things that happen in life, right? We have to know that there's going to be high tide and low tide. And we have to know that no matter what cometh, you're going to succeed. You got to know that you are being protected by a higher power. That's why you got to have a relationship with the Lord. You'll never get the most out of life unless you have a relationship with the Lord, right? I think that's first and foremost, because life doesn't mean anything until you get connected with the Lord. What life means without the Lord is having fun, right? You're just kind of having fun. You're just kind of meandering through life. You don't really have a purpose for your life. And, there's things that you'll want to do. There's things that you'll want to achieve. But until it's ordained by the Lord, it's never going to come to fruition, right? Because only His purpose is going to come to fruition. And if you can't fulfill His purpose, I would imagine He would probably cause you to perish, right? When that branch that's not going to produce fruit, there's no need for it. Right? And so it's important that we really just take an analysis of this thing we call life. As big as it is, it only exists right now. And we got to stay focused on the present moment. And we can't be dissected in our spirit by our past, and we can't be an over dreamer or too far removed from our future. We got to stand in the gap right now. Right this moment, and we got to apply our very best effort. And I wonder if I took a survey of all of the people across the globe, particularly in America, because I hold us a little more accountable than the rest of the world. If I took a survey of how many people actually give their very best every single day, what do you think that statistic would look like? What percentage of people?
It'd be very low.
It'd be very low. I'd say 20%.
Because I told you before,
right?
I just started working within excellence.
Right.
And that's only because I understand my passion.
Right.
And when I found my passion, I can't stop doing what I know is ordained for me to do.
Yeah.
So to me, you have to do it in everything that you do. If you don't do it in everything, you won't do it when it's called upon for you to do it.
Right.
And I feel like that's why we got this dirty walk right now. You walk, you talk, but then you don't do, because it's not called for me to do it right now. So when I call for you to do it, I don't really feel like you'll be able to, because if you don't continue to sharpen your craft, do your craft, you won't do it when it's needed.
Yeah.
And that's why we fall behind, because we get lazy.
Right.
We get hit wonders.
Right.
It sounds good today, but it ain't going to sound good tomorrow.
Hey,
keep going,
yeah.
It won't change.
Listen, it works like this. Like a fish can never stop swimming.
There it is.
Right? If you stop swimming, you die.
And that's why we got to keep it.
You can never stop swimming, folks.
Just got to go to break, but hold on. You want to get the quick definition? Because, it's been tied down for us. I don't want to ignore, because I really do believe life is about serving. I do believe it's all about giving back to others.
It is, Jay.
It is us to make sure that we just don't disconnect from the world.
Right.
But you got to have your own place, your own spiritual guidance, but to add to the world, but know where you're going in the world.
Yeah.
And in order to do that, Craft and Jay,
yes,
you gotta have faith. You gotta have faith in the Lord.
What?
You gotta have Him in your heart.
She don't even speak, y'all.
All these things.
We got the Lord in the house with power, bro. Make it in the house. Make it in the house. Don't girl. Quiet.
Now in a mission, we're about to take a quick break.
Yeah, that's rich, Barbara. That's very rich.
Yes,
this week, folks, this week's topic is your love for sale?
Ooh,
would you have a relationship just for financial gain? And that's a big subject, man. That's a big subject,
We throwing the chips out there, baby.
Yeah, that's a big subject, and we gonna dissect it as much as possible. But the core idea is, is your love for sale.
I'm just trying to see what all I can get for a token. What y'all talking out there, y'all? What y'all talking?
Right?
We'll be right back with Bar Talk with Jay.
Yeah.
Trying to see if we can get you for a token.
Yeah. Listen, the music is going to be all over the place tonight. Some of my favorites. I'm hoping that you will like it, love it. Tell me what your thoughts are. We want to hear more of your opinion so that we can do the best Bar Talk with Jay that we can do. We'll be right back after this, folks.
Gotta pick up my token for later.
Play another song.
Play another. Smooth sounds of Craftmatic. Welcome back with Bar Talk with Jay. For all y'all just tuning in, we are hot and on fire tonight.
Yes, sir.
Now, unfortunately, we cannot get TK, and I know that depresses my man Craftmatic.
I'm hurt by that, man. I'm hurt by that. Woo. But I got so many weeks of her inspiration that I'll just, I'll be all right tonight.
We might want to talk about some of them weeks. So
Watch out.
Ah, go Crab! See, Crab is a private man. I mean, I can't get anything out that guy. But I tell you what, everything is not to be told. So why don't y'all peep game? Everything that happens in your life shouldn't be put across the media.
Right. Absolutely.
Key segment to help in relationship, but we still got Barbara in the building over there in the corner. Barbara, the one that's always on quiet and making. What's going on, girl?
Nothing.
And then you need to speak up.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah. 'Cause I don't know what the hell that was a minute ago.
I can hear you now.
We had a problem in the building. All right, Barbara, you there?
I'm here.
That's what we're talking about. You still have some comments. We're going to go back to the comments.
Okay.
Of last week's show, because we want to make sure we answer as much as possible. Again, we couldn't have TK, but I tell you what, we can at least answer our fans. And again, we need you to leave more comments on every show that we have, because again, we want to grow and have a dialogue.
Okay.
This show is for you guys. We do skits and we put things out there to grow.
Right.
But we need your feeling and your help. Okay.
Okay.
This is a commitment that we're willing to go through. You like that word?
Right.
As we diligently do this.
Yeah, how was it that last
We
night,
need
man?
to finish this like we do this, and it went great,
It went
because
great.
that's what we do.
Okay.
We're committed.
Right.
Okay, if I had to define that word, it's committed, and that's what it shows.
Okay.
So
okay.
diligently,
So,
Barbara.
Some
What
more
we got?
comments from last week's show, Side Chicks?
One of them was, she's an older lady, and she said she doesn't consider being a side chick. She wants to be called the other woman, and that she lived this decent life, but the only reason she had another man, or she called herself a side chick or whatever, so that she could have someone to be with just at a particular time, and when feelings got in it, it was time for her to move on. She didn't have to answer to him, and he didn't have to answer to her.
Sound like convenience.
Well, it sounds like
Very convenient.
It sounds convenient, but you know what I'm hearing from her is that she just wants somebody to be with sometime, right?
Well, that's the fine.
That's what they consider as being the other woman.
Yeah,
side chick.
I mean, if
somebody
she,
to be with every now and then.
yeah, if she know he got somebody, but she okay with having him through, you know what I'm saying, from here and there and to and fro, and I don't think that is out of the norm, Jay.
What you mean? That's why we did this.
Listen, think about this, man, and this is something we really didn't talk about too much last week. Is that there is many households without a man.
Right.
And those women need love. And I call it community service, right? Those women need love. And they're going to get love, right? And so, it may be man come by every now and again, or the mailman, or the milkman.
Trim them hedges.
Yeah. Y'all remember when the insurance man used to come around on his bike?
He showed a little bit more than insurance.
He sure was. Well, he was insuring somebody.
He got a down payment.
But listen, we have to understand that everybody's gonna get they loving. You know, one of the things that always intrigued me when I was a young man is I would see the most beautiful girls pregnant, and I said, I know she wasn't having sex, right?
No, you're wrong,
right? I was wrong, right? I was wrong. Like, yeah, they're gonna be having sex too, and it's not anything. Jay over here laughing at me. But sometimes you think, most people think, hey, I ain't got nobody in my life. But to have somebody in your life for a season or for a reason may not be a bad thing, Jay. I think we've all been a victim of it, and we've all victimized somebody of it. It's just kind of the way life goes, right? I don't think anybody's going to be alone all of their life if they can choose not to.
I feel like, man, that's definitely your choice.
Yeah.
That's totally up to you. If you want to be the side chick, if you want an extra piece of, I just want to make sure we're very clear that we're not saying everyone. There's a lot of commitment there. that does not believe in cheating and does not
absolutely.
cheat. So I want to make sure,
but
and women.
And women.
Men.
Yes.
Well, okay, thanks for the correction over there, Ms. Barbara.
You're also
This for once getting loud, it been loud before. But anyway, yes, you are correct, Barbara. Men and women,
Right.
That go about things the right way. So we definitely want to give them credit.
Yeah.
And the ones that's out there doing these things, be honest and on upfront.
Yeah. I think that most relationships, I mean,
I wouldn't say most, but I would like to say if you're more on the upfront, then I would say it's a different equation. Because if you really think about it, Kraft, if a person is saying he's not trying to be in a monogamous relationship and he's just dating, then there's no cheating. Okay? That cheating is off the table. You can say it what you like.
right.
Just
If it's
you
not
can take
committed,
that
it's
off.
not cheating.
Exactly. So if you're in a committed relationship and then, oh Lord, that flew past me. If you're in a committed relationship and you're married, now you got commitments that you need to hold true.
Right.
Now, them the ones that I'm really feeling like they're playing around with.
Right.
Because you want to act like you still that single person that's just dating and you took on that role. Watch the role play that you play. Because I really feel like you're not playing correct.
Right.
I think I got too many lights on and left the door open.
Yeah.
So we got little critters in the building, sorry about that, flying around us. But one of the things I would tell you is let's be more honest on the upfront. And if we are more honest on the upfront, it makes a person feel like they're making a decision off of the honesty, not your deception.
Absolutely.
And when you start with deception, it's not going to be a good end, period.
And watch this, Jay. I think this is a great
So, oh yeah,
segue.
I see you getting wormy a little
Well, I think
bit.
it's a great segue into our show tonight because we're talking about can you buy love?
Correct.
And cheating and buying love, I think they kind of go together a little bit, right?
Some people do buy it.
Some people allow themselves to be bought, and maybe the people who allow themselves to be bought aren't thinking to themselves, "I'm allowing myself to be bought." They're thinking, "I'm just kind of taking advantage of the situation. I'm just coming up off of this gravy." Right? And I'm probably going to get mine because he puts it down. You know what I mean?
Right,
so,
keep on tapping,
is there a trade-off?
Not only because they put it down because they know they can get that
Right. Now,
financial need.
Yeah. Now, there's two conversations we need to have here.
Okay.
Is love for sale or is sex for sale?
Okay. Which one you want to talk about first? Which one you selling? I feel like I'm a car salesman right about now. I feel like I'm in the dealership and I want to find out what contract I want to get in on.
Right. Well, we got one for you.
89.99% is sex.
Sex.
Okay, well, I got my chips in hand, and what we talking?
Okay.
And sometimes, like Popeyes and Church's Chicken.
Right.
I go to Church's Chicken because I can afford it. I go to Popeyes, I think they want their chicken too. You know why?
Right.
It's overpriced.
Right.
So they need to cut it. So my whole thing is, even though it's good, sometimes you got to watch that price. It can take you out the game.
Absolutely.
So,
you know what I'm thinking, Jay? And this is just from 40,000 feet. I like to just look at the lay of the land. That courtship has always been about spending money. I mean, it is about walking in the park and stuff like that, but you gotta have a nice car to take her there. You know what I'm saying?
Walk to the park.
You know what I mean? You know. And my dad said, "Listen, if you don't feed them, they'll want to go home."
Right? True play.
So I mean, listen. That's the reality. Is that if you're gonna be dating or if you're gonna go out and get you some loving, you're gonna have to spend some money. That's just the way life works. That's just the way it works. And you don't have to go spend $100 meals. You don't have to go, buying candies and flowers. But, you're going to end up buying an ice cream cone. And you're going to end up going to a movie. And you're going to end up having dinner at a restaurant. If nothing else, you're going to have to buy a new outfit. It's because you want to impress her a little bit. Or, you're going to impress him. So you got to go buy, So that is money in the sale of love, no matter how you look at it. Most people's mind immediately go to, excuse my French, but they go to hoeing, right? We're not, there's a lot of layers of money and love before you get to that, and I think, and the show is just really about waking us all up to, what do we have to give up in order to get love? That's kind of what we're talking about, right? What do we have to sacrifice in order to get love? And it is going to take things and stuff. It's going to take time. It's going to take money. It's going to take clothes. It's going to take, you know, whatever to.
I have a question.
Go ahead.
Okay, what's your question?
Since we're having all these side chicks or doing all this multiple dating, all this money that we're spending on them, why we just can't put it on the main one and we have conversation with them so we can get everything to be in a proper way?
Well, I think that's an excellent question, Barbara, and I got an excellent answer for you.
Okay, go ahead,
right?
man.
It goes like this. Until I figure out where to invest my money, all of my money, then I probably want to manage a diversified portfolio of investments. That way, if I lose something or if something becomes a crutch, then I can fade it without challenging my whole portfolio. You know, it's just business, right? It's just business, right? To some degree.
Crap, you really got to look bad over here.
No. Listen, you think women ain't doing it too? You think women ain't going out with 2-3 men a week?
Yeah,
they catching the party at one place. They catching a nice fat dinners probably all 3 times a week, right? It's happening a lot with women.
And
you know,
some are doing that and they'll pay bills, have nice cars.
Oh
nice
yeah,
living in their mini mansion, sitting back.
Yeah,
now see,
it's going down.
This is why it caused a great discussion, because again, it makes people uncomfortable, and I want people to be uncomfortable because it is happening. And I like to say, let's talk about it on a real table, because I like to say everybody want to play with it, because again, you want to be like, nah, it ain't me. Guess what? Let's pay attention to what's really going on, and let's make change to our behavior, because again, how you going to make the difference to the world is by what you do.
See, hopefully we're going to get to something that I can change, but you can't get away from spending money to find love. When
it comes to spending money, think about it. How about holding on to some of your money, right? And then watch what they do. Because again, if you just spend it, they're gonna keep doing.
Yeah.
So let's do something different. So since you got it and everybody is just feeding off you, let's stop feeding them. Yeah. Guess what? Some will step up to the table. Remember I said work within excellence. Some will step up to the table and do the things that make you be like, you know something? I knew that was a strong one. Right. Okay, so you got a better candidate. Right. Because again, I always told you pick your team. Right. But sometimes you overfeed your team and you're not seeing the best results. Okay. So we have to change our coaching methods to get people to get to their highest potential.
Hey, listen, and you said I was making us look bad, huh?
Oh, I'm just trying to raise you up, baby. I ain't trying to just feed you and make you porky pig. I want you to be listen. I want you to be the best you can be.
I'm gonna be the best that I can be.
Listen, let's cover this part right
here.
Where's
that part is that?
Most dating is not necessarily to meet Mrs. Right.
Yeah, it's to get to know a person.
And so entertainment costs.
Yeah, it does.
If you go skating, bowling, shoot pool, you know, it's always gonna be some food involved. You're gonna have to spend some money. And you know, and I have never really looked over my shoulder and thought to myself that I bought her love. You know, no. I bought her spirit, or I bought her sex, you know, because of the money that I spent. Now, you know, I mean, even in dating, you still have to perform. And I'm not talking about sex. I'm talking about you got to show up on time. You got to look good. You got to have a nice fresh haircut, maybe a little cologne. You know, you got to get your car clean. You're gonna make reservations at a nice dinner. You know what I'm saying? Or you know, you got to get some feedback. So I don't want to belabor the point, but you're gonna have to spend money to get love. Period. Right. Now, you might can cut back on the slow program and see what happens, but you also, you know, it's all a sales job, so to speak. I don't want to belittle it, but you got to close the deal, man, and you can't close the deal on McDonald's and Burger King. You know what I'm saying? You got to close the deals on something much nicer. You know what I'm saying? Right. At worst case, Ponderosa or Golden Corral.
Man, they still got the Ponderosa. Man, that was way back in the day right now. Crab brought back some serious memories.
Hey, you can eat all you can eat, baby.
We gotta go to break. It's nothing about go crab now. Got me over here hungry. We're gonna be coming right back in, and again, we're trying to keep you uplifted with this, and again, we're making laughter to a situation that's really going on. Yeah. And we really want y'all to understand that we want to be respectful in this. Yeah. But to get you to see things in a way that you might reflect on some of your own behavior. Yeah. And let's really look at this. Let's dig down and comment. Send me some quotes. Give me some thoughts. I'd like to hear your ideas, because one of the things that's going on in my head is not just what I think.
Right.
It's what you're doing. Let's talk about it. So, Kraft, man.
What's up, baby?
What you got next for me?
Man, we got that Carl Thomas coming
okay.
through.
I ain't know what you might have, you know, after the Tiki didn't make it. I ain't know if he was Woo! Welcome back with Bar Talk with Jay, back in the building, baby. I tell you, it's a hot and on fire session tonight. We didn't have TK with us tonight. Hopefully everything is going good with her. But who I do have back on the phones with me, Jeffrey, back in the building. What's up, baby?
Brother Jay, what's going on with you, fella?
Man, we just trying to make it, baby.
Just trying to make it, man. Just trying to make it. Listen, I've been mocking you this week again, man.
That's what we do.
Boy, you got an inspirational voice. I'm telling you, the good Reverend Dr. Jeffrey, folks. How you doing, man? How's life treating you?
Well, I tell you, life has been hitting me from all angles so much that I forgot to wish my brother Jeremiah happy birthday.
Oh, okay.
That's how bad life been hitting your boy. I just fell off and forgot to wish him happy birthday. So happy birthday, belated birthday.
Man, you know something, man? Thank you for even going back to saying that, man. Because, again, I had so many, Jeffrey, I won't even lie to you. All I can say is thank you. And I'm still celebrating, so don't even worry about it. Craft told me for the whole month, so the whole month of November, all the way to the Scorpio season ends, baby, it's on and popping.
Good deal, good deal. Man, I'm going to let y'all in on the secret. Today, I tried to hide at work. Them folks came and found me. And when they found me, they put me back to work.
Right.
And when they put me back to work, they had me working to the end of the day. But you still know what time it is.
Yes, sir.
It is still time for you to close your mouth and listen. You ask me some questions, I give you some answers from a man's point of view.
All right.
Now, I got one reason for the habitually single woman and one reason for the habitually single man as to why they might be single. But here is my disclaimer.
Okay.
Now, what I'm about to say might not apply to you. And if it does apply to you, I don't want you to put your foot up in this shoe. But if it does apply to you, I want you to put both feet in both shoes and walk around in them because you're going to learn something tonight. And ladies, you are first.
Okay.
Now, ladies, you might be single because you suffer from a condition called oppositional reflex.
Oh.
You suffer from oppositional reflex. Here is what I mean. A man could go outside and say the sky is blue, and it's a crystal clear, no cloud in the sky, blue sky day.
Right.
And you will say, no, it ain't a blue sky. There's actually no color to the sky. Blue is just the only color not absorbed by the sun rays. That's why it looks blue, but in actuality, can you capture blue in the cup? Type of response. Just because the man said it, you feel like you got to stand up to it. A man could tell you, listen, there is an hour sitting on the grass. I'm going to pick it up. Why you don't get your hands dirty? It don't make a difference what the man does. You will oppose it.
Wow.
You'll sit there and have a man that's as divine as Jesus himself. And you'll say, you know what? Yeah, he can walk on water, but he got holes in it. Lose some money. I need you to understand, ladies. Just because a man does it, you stand up to it because you feel like you have to oppose that man.
Right.
You keep on opposing everything that man brings to you. You keep on opposing and resisting any type of help he tries to give or any type of insight he tries to give. Keep on opposing that. What you're going to end up attracting is a whole bunch of singleness because that brother ain't going to deal with it. He's going to go find that woman that's going to treat him right, and he's going to leave your ass
Single. For a very long time. Boy, that is right.
Man,
yeah, how many times does arguments happen when somebody, you know, we own the women this time, just want to challenge it for no reason at all. You say something that's pure fact, and they gonna say, well, no, it doesn't work that way. So,
you ain't gonna get the last word tonight.
I know, man. I cannot stand that. I cannot stand that. Jeffrey, that's right on point, man. That's right on point, man. Do your thing.
Fellas, I need you to understand now. I'm not letting you off the hook, brothers.
Oh.
You are next.
Uh-oh.
Now, men, understand me. Here's what we haven't done very well. We have not taken our role as protectors seriously. I'm going to say it a little differently now.
Okay.
We are to protect our community. And when I say we are the protectors from internal and external forces that are attacking our community. Internal and external. Now, here's what I mean. Fellas, you can't be woke talking bad about sisters. You cannot be woke. You cannot be conscious. You cannot be about the business of building up our community talking bad about sisters.
Right.
You cannot do it. The two are diametrically opposed to each other.
Right.
In addition, fellas, what we also have to recognize is that our women have some deep-seated insecurities that we are not protecting them from. Now, understand me. That's something inside of that woman that we have to build a type of environment that roots that insecurity out.
Right.
And once that insecurity is rooted out, it's no longer passed down to our children.
Right.
And once it's not passed down to our children, guess what else ain't happened? Our children ain't out there running them streets. I need you to understand something, fellas. Our women have been making money on their own for a while now.
Right.
Our women have been getting educated on their own for a while now. What they have not been getting from us is the protection that allows them to just be women. So what ends up happening is they turn to themselves so much, to depend on themselves so much. When we reach out to them, they're not, really willing to reach their hands back out because our hands aren't strong enough.
Right.
Our protection isn't strong enough. And as long as our protection is not strong enough, well, they're going to choose to be by themselves, and they're going to leave us single.
Now that was on point like a mother. I can't say on this one, I ain't got to put my Timberlands on. I don't fit them shoes.
Yeah.
But I can tell you, you hit upon a lot of people on that one, Jeffrey. It's the men that don't like you now too.
Yeah. Well, I'm proud of this one because, and I'm proud to receive. We talk about conviction. I certainly don't mind being convicted on this one, and don't mind convicting some brothers on this one because we cannot talk bad about sisters, and we must protect our women's insecurities, right? And what he said, root it out. Okay. We're not talking about money here. We're talking about protecting the hearts and the minds and the souls of a species.
Right.
A part of a part of ourselves. And there's so many TV shows, and there's so many people who have negative things to say about women, maybe about how they dress or how they take their hair, maybe even sometimes about how they do business. But you got to understand, fellas, that these women oftentimes are of the environment that we left them, and because we made so many mistakes, they had to veer off to another direction. And so now what Jeffrey is saying is that we got to stand in the gap, and we got to start to fix nonsense. We can't allow women to be degraded in our communities any longer, no more than we can allow our race to be degraded. We have to stand in the gap and speak highly of women. Women seem to love it when you compliment them. And I'm not just talking about how pretty they are, but they're pretty smart too. What? They got a lot of joy and a lot of character in them. They fix up well. I mean, there's a lot of wonderful things that we need to be pouring into women, and I think that's what Jeffrey's talking about. We got to nourish the women that have brought us this far, because if we don't do it, it probably won't get done. And I'll leave with that. It's on you, Jeffrey.
Woo. Man, listen. Last thing I got is this. What are we fighting for? Why are we, men and women in our community, why are we fighting so, vigorously against each other? Why are we constantly at each other's throats? Why are we bickering over small stuff? Why are we still, hurt over little bitty small pains? Why are we still, crying over little small, things going our way? I'm trying to figure out what we are fighting each other for. Who's trying to be right so much that we'll fight against each other in the ways that we are fighting? The only thing that happens from us fighting is we are creating a generation of broken children.
Yes.
Broken children.
Yes. Because
we're fighting so hard against each other. I'll tell you what we're fighting about. We're fighting because we're in pain. That's why we're fighting like we fight. Because we're in pain. We're so tired of being talked about and dragged through the mud that we're turning on each other and fighting against each other to make each other, or to make ourselves feel better.
Right.
Because, hey, I might be down, but I ain't down like that person.
Right.
Or I ain't down like that person.
Right.
So we're fighting against each other. I'll submit to you this. It's time to stop fighting.
Mm-hmm.
Men, I'm going to tell you, sometimes when your woman's mad and she's hitting you in your chest, you just got to take your arms and put your arms around her and pull her ass close to you, until she gives up that fighting spirit and gives you back that love.
Yes.
And that's what we got to do. We got to put our arms around our community. And yes, go fight. Our community is going to fight when we pull it close.
Yes.
But I guarantee it, the closer our community gets to our heart, the less they will stop fighting. And when we start loving each other again,
right.
And when we start loving each other again, we'll start again. And once we build our communities up again, some reckoning going on up in this piece, because when we move, people take notice.
Yes.
When we move, just imagine when we move in unity,
right,
the amount of notice they will be forced to take.
Mm-hmm.
So let's just stop fighting. Open our arms up and hug each other and just stop fighting.
Yes.
And that's all I got.
Oh, man.
I tell you what, Jeffrey, that was hot and on fire, but I got a question for you. We'll make a change to this real quick. Jeffrey, how you looking a little bit later on? Can you stay with us till a little longer?
Yeah, I can stay with you a little bit longer.
Okay, what I'm going to do, we're going to go to break at 8 o'clock, and we got to come back with a little 5-minute segment, and then I'm going to bring you on because I want to see what you think about our topic tonight. I want you to get in with me and Craft. And we're going to go a little knee deep and see if that love for sale. I want to see what your thoughts, where you going to bring to the table with it. So we can have a dialogue with
we'll do that. We'll do that for about 10 minutes, Jeffrey. So if you can be with us till about 10 minutes after, maybe 15 minutes after the hour, we'll get your inspiration and then let you go. I want to comment on list number 3 because this number 3 is just the root of it all, and how it applies to me. Let me just go back a long while, and I'll make this quick. I really did not know unconditional love until it began to creep up or crop up in my spirit for my ex-wife. I spent so many years angry and upset and mad about what happened, and then all of a sudden I started praying over it, and after praying over it, it was almost like the Lord opened my eyes that, you know what, that still is my children's mother.
Right.
I need to be loving her. I need to be speaking highly of her. I need to be sending her positive energy. And so, ultimately, as I started to talk with her, it was almost like our love was renewed, but not like the old renewed. It was renewed just with a good conscience for our children and caring about each other. If she was sick that week, the kids probably didn't eat well, right? Right? That's the way it works. And so I need to love up on her. We need to stop fighting. Men, if you've got children with women, find a way to put the nonsense away and focus on the kids. Focus on what's best for their home. And I'm telling you, you'll find nothing but fruit out of that. And I know it's not easy, but there's a lot of men who are not in their children's lives because of this. They're still fighting with the children's mother.
That's correct.
Stop it already.
I need to make a comment on that.
Yeah.
We should all love, but it's sometimes that you can't let it go, but you have to forgive.
Right.
I learned to forgive, but I don't forget.
Okay.
Because you can't be apart.
Okay.
So sometimes you can. It's all according to what the situation is.
If you're saying that you're forgiving somebody but you're not forgiving, you may as well not forgive them.
Right.
Because forgiveness is about letting it go. Now, you can learn the lesson and grow from the lesson, but if you're going to forgive someone, that is unconditional. You don't forgive them just so I can say, well, I forgive you, but I remember what you did. No, when you forgive somebody, you let it go, and you're letting it go for you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now, you might not never deal with that person ever again in your life, and that's okay. But when you forgive, make sure that you're forgiving and forgiving the transgression completely. Not holding on to it, right, because I'm not holding it against you, but I'm kind of keeping it in my pocket just in case I got to pull it back up. That's not true forgiveness. You let it go and you let it go so it doesn't poison you.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's right on the money. The forgiveness has to be about overcoming the pain of it all. You have to find a way to overcome the pain of it all, and really, it's not going to be. You're not going to be able to justify any of it by yourself. You're going to need some divine inspiration, right? I mean, there's no one or nothing that can soften your heart greater than the Lord. And if you don't lean on Him, then you're probably going to still be a little worldly minded, and you're still probably not going to let go of the old stuff. You got to let it go, and you got to find just what Barbara said, that unconditional love. It comes after hurt, and it comes after pain, and it comes regardless of the things and stuff of former. That means you can love that person no matter what they did to you and how they did it to you. You're not going to set yourself up for the same show, for the same nonsense and the same program, right? But you're going to still love them. Because here's the bottom line. If you have anything but love in your heart, it's hurting only you. It's not hurting the other person. It's really stealing your opportunities and your gifts and your blessings, right? So, man, what an awesome discussion.
Well, the only thing I can do is go to break on that one, man, because y'all got it real hot and heated.
Yeah.
Jay don't even got to give his little 2 cents in it because, one, there's nothing really to add to that. And then one thing I love about it is sometimes everybody got to speak on top of somebody. Sometimes this is joy and absorb the love that's in the air, because what y'all gave was love, and I hope y'all received it like I heard it. And that's why when women feel like y'all got to speak and get the last word, it was already spoken. fat lady a song. Y'all did that. I dropped the mic, but we about to go to break, so we gonna be right back with you. Jeffrey, stay with us. And y'all, we're about to have a treat because we're about to find out where your love really lies. With